Alright, so welcome back to another video of building an e-commerce with Vue for user interface, Nuxt to streamline and improve the developer experience when building web applications, Strapi to manage our content and expose an API easily, GraphQL to improve the waiting long time by reducing and keep that at minimum and only fetch relevant data while asking for data on a single request. Docker to containerize our application so we can deploy that in any cloud provider, for example, or in any machine. And Stripe for this business-to-business payment solution, or to provide payment options to customers, such as car integration. Okay, great, because now here, once we already set up Strapi, okay, so we can give this by done. So this is done. Set up Strapi. Okay. Now let's go to define common e-commerce data structures. Okay, so by navigating to this URL, okay, and since I already log in myself here, I can say, hey, please keep this. It say no, this is invalid credentials. Okay. Invalid credentials. That's right. So we are here. Now let's take a look at the Strapi documentation, right? Again, the whole purpose of Strapi, okay, something that we yesterday we dedicated quite amount of time to understand what Strapi does. And Strapi was originally to make it easy bootstrap APIs, and now it evolved into open source for headless CMS that helps developers to that give developers the freedom to choose whatever framework or tool they want to use, allows editor to manage and distribute their content using the app admin panel like this, right? Like the app admin panel. Okay, and since this is a base, since Strapi is plugin based systems, we can easily extend the API and the admin panel, and also it comes with a user system to manage permissions for admins or end users. All right, so since now that we are here, so now after I installed this, and luckily for us yesterday Python's comes already pre-installed in Ubuntu 20.04. Cool. Step 2, register the first administrator user. And that's exactly what we did. Now we are on the, so this is the part A. Yesterday we made that part A. Create a new project with Strapi. All right. So by running the installation script and register your first admin user. Now on part B, build your content. So the installation script has just created an empty project. We will now guide you through creating a restaurant directory inspired by Food Advisor example application. So we can is follow the restaurant directory, okay, or create our own, all right, or create our own Strapi exploit with existing content types and data API. Next.js client ready to fetch the content of the Strapi application. Clone Food Advisor, Super Admin, and Editor and Author. Start Next.js. So, to make our life much more simpler and to understand what are the main benefits that Strapi provide, okay, in short, we will create, so I'm going to follow this recommendation, okay? So then later on, I can build my own e-commerce. So in short, we will create that structure for your content, then add some entry and publish them. So the API for your content can be consumed. So the admin panel of the Strapi runs on this URL. This is where you will spend most of your time creating and updating content, like this. So step 1, create collections type with content type builder. So the content type builder plugin helps you create your data structures, and when creating an empty project with Strapi, this is where to get the party start. This is where to get the party start. Create a restaurant collection type. Okay. Create categories and use collections type to create new entries. Add categories. Step 3, set roles and permissions. Publish your content. Use the API. Of the API response. Meta, pagination page 1, page size, page count, total. What to do next? Now that you know the basic of creating and publishing content with Strapi, we encourage you to explore and dig deeper into the Strapi features. Learn how to use the Strapi REST API and customize your Strapi backend and admin panel. If I want to use with GraphQL API, which after all, this is the reason, install the GraphQL plugin. A unified response format. Response unified with the GraphQL API. Queries and mutations that return information for a single entry mainly use entity response collection. This is where you create your types, your query, and your mutations. Fetch dynamic zone data. The mutation, that's right. Update existing entry. Okay, but this is just explaining is something that I am quite familiar with. The filters, sorting, and pagination. Okay, by offset And there you got it. And with REST API, he uses this. Again, this is with GraphQL query is a new way of how do we interact with data, right? Okay. All right. So going back here to the quick start here, that's right, and looking at this and how easily you can create this with the API and the client. This is interesting how they split that up. Okay, here is where you're going to have all of the data structure you define. Interesting. And then you got a script for this to populate this with mock data. Okay. Data dump SQL. The configuration. Sitemap. Script. It actually comes from the data dump SQL. Temporal data. Okay. Data zip. And data source. Okay. All right. Okay. So in our case, we can now is define is instead of the restaurant, we can is define is the product. So here we're going to define is two type of data structure: products and orders, right? So what we can do here is that product go to the plugin content type builder, click on create new collections type, categories, switch to advanced setting tab and check the required fields and unique. Choose the relation field. Okay. Okay. So if I go here now and I want to build is a product, go to the content type builder, build create your first collection type. That's right. You want to do that. Okay, go to the plugins content type builder in the main navigation. Content type builder plugin. The navigation, create a new collection type, single types, and components. Okay, you have now several types. So create a new collection type. Okay, create a new collection type. This collection type will be called product. Okay. Draft public and internationalizations allow translating an entry into different language. Please do. Okay. Product. And here we're going to select is the field of your collection. So this of course must have an ID, unique identifier. Okay. The name will be ID. Advanced settings. Not necessarily a required field. Well, in the case of product, yes, you will need a field. You will need an ID, maximum length, private field. This field will not show up in the API response. No, I want you. I want you to show me. I want you just to show me that. Okay, add another field. The name cannot be used in your content type as it might break other functionalities. Interesting. ID. So I don't have any unique ID. This name cannot be used in your content type. Okay. So I'm assuming that by default, when you create a collection, you already have a unique identifier, you know? So there is no need for creating this. So because of that, because that assumption, then I'm going to, well, define is the name for this, you know? And that'll be is the name for this, the name of the product, short text, path for title names, URLs, right? Advanced settings. Yeah, this is a required field. Maximum length, minimum length, private field, no. Okay, so you have a name here. You also have the descriptions. This is description. Okay, it's also required for this. You need a description for this field. Also, we want is some reviews. Okay, which this, by the way, is a type here, you know, meaning that we need to create is another collection. Please save your work before we do another collections. Okay, and here we need to create is another collection like the review. Not right now because I just want to create is another collection which is reviews in singular. All right, please allow internationalization for this as well. And here you will on the review, okay, you will have is the rating, which is an integer or a number. Okay, which is a number, hill, rating, okay. It can be a float, all right. This is a required field rating. So maximum value, let's say this is 5. Okay, this is the 5 maximum value. Okie dokie, enable location for this field. And the other is comment, a single comment, right? A single comment for this. A single comment for this. So maximum length will be something like this, 250, perhaps 400. 400 character maximum length here. You got a comment. So let's make this lowercase for this. Okay. So now on product, let me accept. Oh, come on. Okay. So let me create a new collection here. This is called review. All right, this is called review. Allow internationalization. Inside of that you have is the rating. Okay. As float, choose a format. Maximum value is 5. All right, this is a required field, and the comment here, long term, maximum length of 400 characters, right? All right, so you have rating and comment. Let me save this data structure / content. Okay, and now I just wanted to add a relation to a product can have multiple, so it product belongs to many reviews, right? So you can have is several reviews. So one product will have several reviews. Product has many reviews. Has and belongs to many reviews. Product has many reviews, right? This only works in one way. Yeah, a single product can have only one, can have multiple. Product has many reviews. Advanced settings here. No, this is not a private field. So we finish this, right? That's right, cool. And the other is very, very important. Sorry, this is a number, which is price as a float, right? Of course, price must be required field. Okay, so you got a name. Let's going to put all of this name as lowercase. All of the property names as lowercase, so name, description, review, and price. Okay. And this is only for products. So product and review. And the other is order, right? So when we create is, let me save this. Okay. Now let's go to add a new collection. here call the what is this? The order, okay, allow translating an entry into different language place. So here an order we'll have is the date. We'll have a date. Choose here. Yeah, a date like this, daytime. And this is a required field. Okay. A date, a subtotal as a number, subtotal. Okay, this is also required. And then you have something called order items. Now this, let me save this. So now we're going to have something called order item. So order item, right? Please support internationalization. And is this where we have is a product, a relation to a product, where now an order item can have many products. Okay. That's right, in plural. And quantity. So the number of item, which must be an integer, because there is no half item, like there is no half a cow or half a shoe, half cheese, yes, half human, no. I mean, you can, but if you want a fully functional human, well, you need is, this is a required field, you need to be an integer number as the product. Okay. All right. Cool. Now that we lay out the plain definition of the data structure, or we set up this basic example of an e-commerce data structure, okay, now it is time to populate that. Okay. Now it is time to populate that. Use the collection types and create new entry. Now that we have created a basic data structure with 2 collections type, actually here I create 4 data structures. Okay, let's use them to actually add content by creating new entries. Okay, so on the content manager, in the collection restaurant. So on the content manager, where is the content manager here? Here on the content manager. So it's going to create content. All right, here's going to add this basic product or basic entries. Okay. So here, you know what we need is an image of the product image as well. So we need is a image here, something called media, which is image. It can be a multiple media, yes, best for slider, carousel, of multiple files to load, or single media, best for avatar, profile picture, or cover. So in our case, we can have several images here. Okay, so select outer type of media. This is only a image, by the way. This must be a required field. And now we save this. Okay. And we can later on add whatever content that we want to do. Okay, so that'll be all for this video, and in the next video we're going to add entries to this. So take care, bye bye.